there, I'm Jim from Atlantic Wave Studios in Wildwood, New Jersey. Check us out at atlanticwave.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make a template for your session in Logic Pro X. So first we're going to click on the Logic Pro X icon on your desktop. The whole reason for setting up a session template, in my opinion, and realistically, to make it easier on yourself, especially if you're utilizing the same inputs for the same thing over and over again. Podcasting, drum sessions, if you're a studio musician as a drummer or even a guitar player, and you always consistently have your inputs set up the exact same way, this is the best and quickest way to do it. So if you go into Logic Pro X, what you're going to want to do, it's going to bring you to the last thing you saved, obviously. Go to File, and then we'll go to New. And it's just like you're starting a brand new session. We'll close out of this. What it's going to ask us here is where you want to put everything and how many tracks you want to put. Right now, in lieu of the way that I used to set it up, we'll do 8 tracks. Essentially, what I used to do for a friend is I would go over to his house. He's a professional drummer, and we would run sessions. And he wanted to start running them himself because he kept getting gig after gig after gig. And when I couldn't do it, it was, setting him back. So he wanted to do it easier, but didn't, know the system as well. So we set him up with a template, and all he had to do was fire it up, import his track, and then he could go. So over here, you have your audio inputs. This is going to be however many inputs you have coming off of your interface. So you always want to start with 1, click ascending, because then it's going to drop down the next 7 after that first one. Audio output, make sure you keep that to 1 and 2 unless you are utilizing a different output from your interface. Don't click ascending on this one. Input monitoring and record enable are fine. Input monitoring is just going to be playing back what you are putting into the inputs and what is coming out. Record enable is going to automatically enable these tracks for recording. The number of tracks we put is 8, just like we're setting it up for a drum session. So we'll hit create, make sure you're on audio, and there we go. We've got 8 tracks right there. The next step in this process I like to do is just label them. So I usually go kick, snare top, snare bottom, tom 1, floor tom, and then we'll go hi-hat, overhead left, and overhead right. And there we have all of our tracks labeled. And then if we want to make sure they're in order, all we have to do is go down here to your track, and then you'll see kick is labeled input 1. So as long as your kick is in input 1, then you'll be able to go. And then we'll click through snare top, input 2, snare bottom, input 3, tom 1, input 4, floor tom 5, hi-hat 6, O left 7, and O right 8. Okay, so now that you have all this, you could start running the session. That's fine. It'll work. However, when you save a template, it's going to save what audio you have in Logic X Pro. So what you want to do here is go to File, and we'll go to Save As Template. One of the things that you want to make sure you have, and you'll notice right here, it comes right up, Drum Session 44.1. Now I already labeled a session 44.1 because what's going to happen is if your clocking isn't synced up to what you have it saying is the sample rate within Logic, then you won't get any audio coming in. So when you're saving these templates, save the sample rate and the bit rate as well. It's going to, help you when you're trying to be quick. And the way to do that is if you go up here to File, and we go to Project Settings, Audio, and you can pick your sample rate in here. Now I'm using 44.1 because I have a home setup right now that we're doing this on, but you would normally change it to 48K in the studio or higher, wherever you want to go. So we'll keep it at 44.1, go to File, go to Save As Template, and then we're going to overwrite Drum Session 44.1, click Save. Yes, we want to replace it. All right, great. Now we'll quit out of Logic. Don't save because we don't want to go back to that. And then we'll open up Logic one more time, and we'll be able to pull up that template. So now when it's opening, it's going to open up to the last thing saved, which is going to be that tracks session that we had opened up before. When we open that up, you'll see we're actually doing a session for some radio broadcasts, and we're using some stuff from our royalty-free library. You can check out that and our beats as well at AtlanticWave.com. So when we go, we're going to go to New from Template. We can close out of this. And then it'll open up to My Templates. Generally, it'll probably go to New Project, Recent. You can go through starter grids, tutorials, demo projects, project templates, but My Templates is where you want to go to get yours. And then we can go to Drum Session 44.1, and then bam, you've got it right there. Everything we just did. Check your inputs again, and of course, record enable each one. So when you're ready to start, you're ready to go. And that's how you set up a session template in Logic Pro X. I'm Jim from Atlantic Wave Studios. Check us out at AtlanticWave.com. Like I said, check out our royalty-free libraries up now. Also, our beats, which are up now as well. AtlanticWave.com. Thanks for joining us, and check us out.